Yeah, yeah, no. And the guy don't want it to be a fight.
What's up, y'all? What's up? It's KG Via Faith in the building, Venom and Reasons. Hey, yo, today we my dog Curtis King talking about Drake and all his foolishness. You know what I'm saying? Like and subscribe to the channel. Like and subscribe to Curtis King because he got some dope content and he's on DIY. You know what I'm saying? If you are an independent artist, he show you how to, techniques and things you can do to better your music and the way you move, you know what I'm saying? Even distribution. But anyway, we gonna get into this real quick. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm back, baby. It's been a minute, but I'm back. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to stay around, like, you know what I'm saying? Cause I do stuff here and there, but I could probably do it more. But I don't really be on that all the time, cause I'll be too caught up doing writing songs and stuff. Right now, here we go.
Curtis DIY.
DIYers, here we go again with the usual propaganda. I mean that, and I don't say that loosely. You know, the Drake propaganda. I feel like there has been a weird effort to make hip hop sound like it is going down the road of irrelevancy.
I feel the same way. You know what I'm saying? As Brother King here. Like, I've been seeing this whole thing with, oh, music ain't the same without Drake. Bro, we've been having hip hop before Drake even exists. When he was when he was in his daddy nuts, hip hop was popping off and going strong. This ain't because no Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like, make it seem like Drake is some savior when he not. He's not even really hip hop. Let's keep it a thousand up in with this. He's not really hip hop. Y'all trying to make him something he's not. And then I see the game talking and other people like, dude, aren't y'all rappers? So y'all, so you know how lame you sound? Joe Button, all y'all niggas sound lame. But y'all getting paid to do that? Because that's what it sound like. What happened to integrity? What about standing on 10 on business? Y'all niggas ain't doing that. Anything for a paycheck. That's some sucker. That's some sucker move right there.
And I feel like, personally, that's predated 2024 and the battle that happened there. But every so once in a while, you get someone who blasts something out, because usually how hip hop stories work, and this is important context, is that you have a PR or you have a representative of an artist or a label. They'll put out they'll put out something that is a stat, and they'll send out the same sort of PR message, the same press release, and then the blogs receive it. They type their own versions of it. Sometimes they copy and paste it. But it's something about this one that feels a little bit too closely tied to Drake. You might have seen this headline, and it sounds like a version of something we've heard before. Hip Hop All Day reported this, and it was the first time I saw it. It says, there has been no rap song charting inside the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 for over 9 months. Weird stat, but okay, bro. It's the longest drought since the streaming era began. The last to be released was Drake's What Did I Miss? In 2025.
And that is straight cap. Y'all like my hat though? You know what I'm saying? That's the top for me. Like my hat, no forgery, protect the culture. This hat came out with struggle stream. It had different colors. It's actually, this is for forgery. Actually, Aubrey Graham, you know what I'm saying? That's what they made these hats for. No forgery. But instead of saying his name, they just put no forgery instead of Aubrey. You know what I'm saying? Clever. Protect the culture. That's why I'm wearing it, because we talking about Drake right now. So I'm wearing the hat, no forgery, protect the culture, because it's I've never seen so much glazing in my life. And I've never seen so many reputable people, well, at least I thought they was reputable, just glazing for Drake like he's the second coming of Christ, and he's none of the above. Like, he's not prolific writer. He's none of that. I don't understand how y'all niggas can know he got niggas writing songs for him and all that, and y'all still consider him great and this and the other. That's crazy to me. It's like, nigga, are we in the Twilight Zone? Y'all niggas is lost or something? What's good with you? You know what I'm saying? To my, oh, he's a great, yeah, he great at stealing people's stuff and emulating them. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, Now I want to see Drake make a whole album by himself. Maybe a couple of producers, but by himself. No ghostwriters, nobody in the studio with him but him. And see what he come out with. You know what I'm saying? I'll be in the studio every day doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? I pushed for perfection. I'm still pushing and pushing. I'm not even out there like that. You know what I'm saying? I got 3.6 million streams. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even do no shows and any of that. No sync deals, none of that yet. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to talk about playlists, and if I put the playlistings that I'm on, it takes it up to 7.4 million streams, basically, because that's how it works. You know what I'm saying? But outside the playlists, I got 3.6. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't even, and that's not even counting 2026 yet. You know what I'm saying? That's just from 24 and 25. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Let's get into this. So check out my music, Harlem Nights in Indianapolis. You know what I'm saying? Vendetta Music. I got a new one coming out called The Beginning of Me. It ain't dropped yet, but it will soon. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to hear different music outside of the norm. Check me out, KGV of Faith, Soul Agree, you know what I'm saying? That's another artist, my brother, you know what I'm saying? Contraband. Check this out, you know what I'm saying? You want something different, something authentic. Holla at your boys. For real, for real.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I don't really keep up with the charts, but I feel like that's not true. Oh, it's not. After this was reported, you started to see pages pop up that were like, wait a minute, so is Luther just a figment of our imagination? Which, by the way, on the day of reporting this is the 1 year anniversary of the Luther music video, ironically. Certified Boogeyman said, did you not pay attention to these charts right here? Where it shows Luther obviously sitting there at number 9? Yikes. Okay, errors happen all the time. But what happens when it keeps getting reported in different places? Now, I don't think this gentleman is somebody that is part of this quote-unquote alleged campaign. But shout out my dog, Victor Bass. He did post something I think that was really ironic. He says, Drake reacts to What Did I Miss not making it to the Billboard #1, debuting as the #2 song in the country on Billboard 100. Mind you, this was last year. I think this paints an interesting picture to support the headline that I got. Is Drake paying for all of this propaganda? Because it's not the only place it popped up. It was on Rap TV. It was on
It was everywhere. And it's straight propaganda. You got The Game talking about it, Joe Buttons, all these. Of course, you got Akadetti talking about it. All these glazing ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? Talking about that. I'll never understand y'all babying and calling a grown ass man. What's wrong with y'all? What happened to integrity? What happened to dignity? What happened to being a man? Taking an L and walking it off, or getting back in the ring after the fact. I can't respect y'all niggas. And any of y'all niggas that talk or even trying to get at me, don't do it to yourself. Cause your money and all that don't mean to a brother like me. For real, for real. I speak on facts and straight what's real. Y'all niggas do stuff for a paycheck. Just like when you listen to my song, The Weight of Your Samaj, I talk about y'all niggas. I may not say your names directly besides Drake's, but yeah, I talk about it. Y'all up there blazing, taking deals, and all this for this. Cause I know that's what's really popping off. But anyway, come on, Kurt, let's keep it going.
Kirko, some people call that OVO code. And then it was on Complex. The Complex one is the one that gets a little bit spicy. But last year, you saw how important these charts mean to someone like Drake when he said on his Insta story, a bunch of invisible face emojis, and he says, suppressor on the #1 spot. I'm taking that soon. Don't worry. One song or another. Rule changes and all. So there is this.
See how this nigga think? Rule changes and all. Like, don't miss what he's saying that. Like, he's trying to change everything. It's like letting the colonizers come into our countries and change our culture, who we are as people and all that. Same thing with this dude. He calling himself. Think about it, how he just steals from other ethnicities and all that. Champagne Poppy, nigga, you ain't got no Latin in you, no Hispanic in you. You ain't no damn Champagne Poppy, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? And then you call yourself the boy, a name that was derogatory towards black men back in slavery days and the Jim Crow era. You call yourself the boy. That's how I know this nigga don't know nothing about culture and his daddy didn't teach him nothing. Obviously.
Record here held by Michael Jackson of the most number ones that he has had his eyes set upon. And it got rudely disrupted by a few diss songs in 5 business days by Kendrick Lamar. And it has been a struggle for him to get back there, right? And so he's been watching this closely. It probably doesn't help that in the month of April, that Michael Jackson movie is getting ready to come out and probably going to help chart some songs out of nowhere. I don't know. The timing just seems like it's just working against him. This story, though, like I said, that got repeated in many different places. It only gives one point of view of what's going on in hip hop on a mainstream level. Because do we not acknowledge this? Feat by T.I. T.I. said, "Let them know," has officially been certified gold by the RIAA. The track becomes the first single released in 2026 across all genres to reach gold status. See, these type of stats get conveniently pushed out because it doesn't help a narrative or a campaign. That narrative and campaign that I believe is the game needs Drake.
And no, we don't. I just don't get it. And people can call me racist, you can call me whatever you want, but you can never call me a liar. First of all, if Drake was 100% black, would he get this type of support? Or Baby in? No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. That's why we watch his old interviews, like when the dude was talking to him about being Jewish, and the dude was like, "You know how big you gonna be?" And then Drake cut him on, was like, "Oh, do you know how big I'm gonna be?" It's like he already thought that way. He already had this mindset that was hubris. You know what I'm saying? Like he better than everybody else. And he got niggas right. It's like long as y'all niggas are some enablers. Y'all niggas enable this nigga to think he's something he's not. Y'all enable this nigga to do that. You know what I'm saying? And it's stupid. Game, really? You the best rapper in Compton, but not better than Drake? Huh? All y'all niggas. Lupe too. He another nigga. Drake Glazer. Hating on Kendrick for what? Cause he better than you maybe? I don't know. Cause I'm gonna keep it 100. I've been in hip hop all my life, even before Lupe them niggas knew what hip hop was. And to be honest with you, all that stuff that Lupe do, niggas ain't checking for it. Even before there was no Drake and all that, niggas wasn't really checking for that. You know what I'm saying? You can have wordplay, you can be lyrical, but it can't be so serious and so technical that niggas ain't gonna listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Music supposed to be fun. I mean, even hip hop, music supposed to be fun, loving, all that. I'm saying you could say certain stuff like self-destruction with a song like that, but the way the cadence was and the tempo and everything, it was a song you bop your head to, even though we're talking about us not killing and hurting each other. You know what I'm saying? So you can make songs like that and make them fun loving. You know what I'm saying? Just like, you know, there's a lot of songs I could bring up like that. The Bubble Bunch, all type of songs that was fun. You know what I'm saying? The Bubble Bunch was a level of self-destruction, but we all in the same game, and that was make you want to bop your head and stuff too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Kendrick is hip hop. Drake is something else. And y'all niggas up there enabling him to think that he this. The reason this whole thing is going on, still with the courts and all that, because y'all enable him to think that he's bigger than life or call himself the sixth guard. Nigga, you ain't a guard. You ain't none of that. You a lame nigga. Let's keep it 100. And I'll try to give niggas like Drake a chance. But something in my heart kept telling me this nigga was fake. My 20s, man, you listen to Drake. I listened to Take Care or Nothing Was the Same. That was it. I heard July, something like that. Unforgettable, stuff like that. And it's like most of the songs I listen to have somebody else on it. You know what I'm saying? But as far as Drake, man, he ain't no hip hop.
It's not the same without Drake. The fun is gone, guys. It's not supporting that campaign. So what do these folks do? They like to argue about stats. I don't know anybody that sits around and argues about, man, or even stresses. A regular citizen, listener. I don't know any regular listener or citizen that stresses about it's really bothering me that hip hop's not in the top 100 because they don't get paid from that. In fact, there was a skit about it. Want to hear it? Here it goes.
Yes, sir. Oh, is that new J Rich?
This shit hard as fuck. Hey, this is the hardest shot ever. Hey, this nigga said first week.
Shit, like 23,000.
23,000?
Yeah.
RDC World.
What's the problem?
Hey, turn the shit off or I got to
You was just
Come on.
No, I was not.
Yes, you
No,
were.
I was not. I thought that was somebody else. I thought that was
Nigga,
somebody
I
else.
just said it was J Rich.
No, bro. No. If I can outsell you, I'm not listening to you, bro.
You can't outsell him. You're not a rapper.
We went to high school with 23,000 people.
Nigga, no, we didn't.
I'm telling you, it was a lot of people in there.
Like 6,000.
No, hell no, bro. Hell no. Look, niggas gonna call me corny and
Who
lame, bro.
call you corny for listening to J Rich?
Bro, a lot of people, bro. You don't want to listen when niggas. What's that the nigga that sold 23K? Oh, hell no.
Could you imagine if people walked around with this academic like logic about sales and how lame someone is based upon the number of sales they did or did not have? And could you imagine if that ruled the way that we listen to music? That seems like follower behavior, doesn't it? Shout out to RDC. Yeah, that sounds like follower behavior, doesn't it? For everybody who is so prideful on having unique hot takes in this era, for people who are so prideful on being so unique in what they do, this is a very accurate vision of what this is. What's your take on Pusha T reference tracks? Red herring fallacies. We're not talking about that.
Well, I'm gonna say something about the Pusha T reference tracks. They saying that Quentin Miller wrote for Pusha T, and all Quentin Miller did was write hooks. Nobody cares about hooks. It's the bars, the verses that niggas care about you writing yourself. Nobody ever cared about hooks. You know what I'm saying? From what I was told, the song Cry, sung by Jay-Z, one of Jay-Z people's son, little boys, made that hook. You know what I mean? Nobody cares about the hooks. It's the bars themselves that niggas be questioning.
Have a good day. Continue, you bot.
Bro, it's just their opinion, bro. Come on, bro. This shit don't matter.
I could probably outsell that nigga, bro. Y'all lame as hell. Hey, can I roll with you?
Boy, oh boy.
Bro, yes, bro. Come on, bro.
You gonna go?
What the fuck, bro? Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You lame as hell, bro.
Just imagine that. Imagine that if sales made you do things like that. Who does this sound like? Oh, it sounds like this guy. I'll spare you the full video, but if you want to get an idea of people who are obviously pro in their coverage, positive in their coverage of Drake, right? Even when they give criticism, it's like, you know, soft punches. This is somebody who was very, very supportive of Drake, a diehard of said. Here's what he had to say about the current state of the game and how, and this is also contributing to the same timeline, the same campaign, the same propaganda of hip hop is going downwards in a downward spiral. Listen to what he had to say about the state of the game and why Kendrick Lamar is the one to blame.
Bro, I honestly, like, yes, there's a Kendrick factor, right? Like, I think Kendrick took the fun out of music, right? You know,
Kendrick took the fun out of music single-handedly with one hand. He pulled out a plug and everybody stopped dancing.
That's crazy because Baby Keem album is doing great numbers, and a couple of other people is too. You know, it's A$AP Rocky, all of them. So I understand where niggas is coming from, acting like that. You know, oh, it ain't no hip hop, it ain't going on because Drake ain't around. That's crazy work to me. We back. Let me see, son.
It's either Kendrick has the power to do such a thing, or his power is nothing compared to what Drake is. I don't know what side. This feels like the same broken record over and over again. He took the fun out of it. He never talks. He never speaks. Is he going in these studios and taking out equipment? Is he putting a stop? Is there any conversations about him putting a stop to the fun? I remember when Watch the Party Die came out and they were like, man, nobody want to hear this woke shit. That's what they said. Yeah, that's a good question. How was Act defining fun? Because what was the game before? Let me let him continue, but what was the game before all of this? The current state.
Oh, this nigga just came in with a whole lot of all that woke bullshit.
Feels like politics, don't it?
Like
Right-wing politics.
he's like the nigga who just like fucks up the party. Like everybody like the music.
You's an idiot ass nigga, academic. You're an idiot, and you just an idiot. I'm just gonna leave it like that.
Music stops. Like, what the fuck is this nigga doing, man? He did fuck up the game. I ain't gonna lie. He fucked it up. It's not fun right now. But I will say this, chat.
Lil Baby's release. Drake's released about 70, 80 times. Young Thug's released. And his Insane White Face album. Why is all of this being put on the shoulders of Kendrick and not on the people who've actually released the music? You don't think that they share in any of the blame? How about we zero it in on Drake for making the unwise business decision to rival his business, his reputation against a Kendrick Lamar in a rap battle he had no business being in? Are y'all allergic to saying this nigga should have never did that shit? Got his ass whooped. Fucked up the whole game. Especially when in the beginning it can be argued that a Drake was the aggressor after like that and dropping multiple songs and he was a part of that conversation. But what happens to giving some of the blame to the other people who represent that fun? What are they not doing? What are they not doing? And who's to say that we're not having fun? Insane.
I do believe that music has turned into a passive experience. Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. There was times that I used to be excited. I'm waiting. I'm counting down the moments. It's midnight. I'm about to listen to these songs. Yo, so-and-so is dropping. Oh, new music.
Bitch, that ain't happened since Tower Records has been around. This entire thing has been passive. Since the introduction of streaming, this thing became passive. I don't know, because having access to every single recorded song of all time for $10 probably makes the experience very passive. Hey, I'll get to it when I get to it. I've already paid.
And that's facts. That's why they need to either up the streaming price for how much artists get paid, or it need to go away and go back to physical CDs and all that stuff, Blu-ray, whatever.
Hey, I'm probably going to listen to this one. What are you talking about? What? Were we not talking about in 2023 and 2022 the death of mainstream rap and how labels were going to be deprioritizing their focus on not just rappers? They wouldn't get away from rappers. They wanted to get into Afrobeats and Latin music.
And that's facts. I remember all that.
Because the direction that music was going into. You know what this feels like? This feels like the same thing that happens in politics. When one president comes in there and tries to get things into motion. For instance, I'll give you a specific example. When Obama put some things into motion, and it takes time for these things to actually show up in terms of the results in the economy, and then the very next president that comes in takes advantage of that and then marks it off as a win for them, even though it was set in motion before they actually took office.
Facts.
It seems like the current condition of things was already going to happen because of the regime that was in power. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Go ahead, say more. I'm interested.
The mindless, brainless, anti-intellectual music that was already being made. The music that was meant to just be background music for kids with already literacy problems, ADHD problems. It was already heading in that direction. And the type of music that was that was popular at that time was music that helped your brain rot a little bit more. It didn't get in the way. It didn't have anything for you to think about, because why do you want to think when you got 1,000 screens in front of you? Phone screen, video screen, PC screen, TV screen, Netflix. It was music that was meant to turn you into a zombie.
And that's fact. That's why you got songs that's like 2 minutes, 1 minute long, because people don't really have that staying power they used to have when they come to listen to music. I remember, I was just saying this with my wife and a couple other people. I remember when you can get a 12-inch and a song be 8 minutes long, it could be 12 minutes long, whatever. Even if you take songs like the Electric Slide song, look how long that song is at a jam when you listen to it at a reunion, whatever. It's long, longer than your average song that you have now. It's because people don't have that attention span anymore.
This fun that we talk about had a lot of flaws. And it definitely wasn't for the healthy consumption of music listeners. Interesting takes.
Music is out today, bruh. Now when new music come out, nigga, I'm like, man, nigga, it might go like 4 or 5 days without me listening to it.
You know what's funny? That seems like the same experience for a lot of hip hop heads. Because after a while, it becomes a consumption of junk food, is what music was in 2023, 2022, when you got folks like the folks that represent the Kendrick, the folks that represent sort of the ones who are not even sort of the ones that are aligned with the traditions of hip hop, the ones that are skillful, passionate, the ones that take time with their craft, the ones that actually create a world and don't make music a disposable situation. Did he forget the CEO of the former CEO of Spotify, Daniel Ek, went on record in his articles forward saying, the artists that take longer time to make albums won't succeed in this new space. So he, in turn, in a very backwards way, we're asking for artists to produce quantity over quality. And you see what you're seeing right now is the end results of that, those long years of bullshit. You trying to tell me 5 business days could have crushed the regime that was there before? Maybe it wasn't worth it. If what a man did in 5 business days can crush the foundation of what y'all had in terms of fun, your fun was flawed.
There's no more need. There's no more like, it's not like an event to listen to music anymore. It's more like, yo, you heard that shit? Oh, word is hot?
It is because y'all mindsets, how y'all think. Y'all some microwave niggas, you know what I'm saying? Y'all like Kendrick and them be having 4 and 5 minute, 6 minute songs. Y'all want this, like you said, y'all want quality, y'all want quantity over quality. You know what I'm saying? I push a lot of songs, but I make sure my songs have substance and all that. And I might have a couple of songs that's like, like fun on the level of not, just talking talk. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I make songs that's about something. Because I'm about something, and I want my people to listen to it to be about something. I ain't saying you got to be all stricken or stiff-necked. I'm just saying, man, how long we going to let music destroy our peoples? No matter what race or color you are, you know what I'm saying? Ignorance is ignorance. You need a balance. You know what I'm saying? That's why I used to always say, KS one of them wasn't like the Juice Crew. MC Light wasn't like Queen Latifah. We had so many different styles of hip-hop artists that it was a balance in the universe. Now there isn't any.
Or like even some songs come out, like you might hear somebody else play it, or you might be like, yo, damn, what song is that? And then you might listen to it, but like
ironically, he's literally describing what the music experience has been underneath the Drake regime, if you tell me. You ask me. That's literally what it's been. I'm going to skip from this. I have no more interest in this. I just wanted to bring that up. I thought this was funny, right? This is not a part of the story, but I thought this was hilarious because there's a meme going around where you get folks who are in their 30s that are listening to some of the nonsense, the fun that he speaks about. And they're reacting to what that feels like when you're in your 30s. Just watch this clip. Tell me if this is not a lot of folks out here right now.
I'm chilling in the hood with the gangsters, drinking liquor, hanging out. Don't care about nothing in the world. Acting crazy and silly. I don't care no more. I do this and that, and that's all right. Hang with my boys and the pretty girls. Go to bar, clubs, hang out, get drunk. Then next day, sleep it all.
Yup, there you go. Shout out to Mr. Washington. What sparked the idea about one regime dealing with the consequences or even the benefits of one regime? Let's say the consequences in this case, right? One example of this came from this post here. Shout out to Eric Vincent. Had a chance to actually chop it up with him. He said, Drake and other fast food rappers, that's what we're going to call them, fast food rappers, who prioritize, in my words, quantity over quality. Other fast food rappers had rap in a place where their fans didn't care about listening to the music. All they care about is cheerleading the chart placement, not the substance or creativity. It's a bar. That's a bar. This endless cycle that you see all of this going, man, it is insane. But let's talk about.
I think it's crazy how people think. You know what I'm saying? There's too much knowledge out here and everything for people to be moving dumb like they do. Academics, Joe Buttons, all these niggas who's glazing for Drake. A grown man. And like I'm going to say, reiterate it. If he was 100% black, that wouldn't go on. Nobody was doing that when Nas and Jay-Z was battling. Nobody was doing that when it was Drake and Meek Mills, or Drake, or Pusha T, or Lil Wayne and Pusha T and them. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was doing this baby and crap that niggas is doing now with Drake. Like what makes him so special? God is no respecter of persons. You feel me? And if you don't know what respect of persons is, it means God. When it says God's no respecter of person, it means that it also means that we shouldn't be respected persons, meaning that we treat everybody the same. Everybody got fair ground with us. You know what I'm saying? The rich and the poor, the healthy and the sick. You know what I'm saying? All across the board. For y'all to treat like Drake doing all this is pathetic to me. And y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Joe Button, Ma and Rory, all y'all niggas should be ashamed. And y'all grown men. I never seen my daddy and them move like this. Even if they talked about their favorite artists, I never seen them move like this. Even in my era. And I'm Gen X. We never moved like this. You know what I'm saying? And some of y'all's from my era. From my generation. And it's pathetic, yo. You let a nigga take their bumps and bruises and keep it moving. You're up there babying them and lying and deceiving. Telling me, oh, Drake was the last one. Like he ain't no hero. I got mad songs dissing Drake. You know what I'm saying? And any nigga who wanted it can get it. I'm just saying. I'll make moves. And I'm standing still. You know what I mean? I like that. I make moves, stand still. I like that. But anyway, let's keep going. You know what I mean? I just don't understand how niggas is just glazing and they grown men in their 40s, 50s, or whatever. I'm just flabbergasted by it. Like, and it be niggas that be taming they street and hood and all this. That be doing that. That's crazy work to me.
The possibility of this being a paid campaign. This is what really got me interested. So, shout out to this individual. I think the name will pop up here in a second. TRVP, or I think it's just Trap Forever. He had this video about this possibly being a paid campaign, claiming hip hop is struggling on the charts. Because if you ask anybody that's aware and looking at all of this, the direction, the tone of all this, it seems like there are media.
You know it's crazy? I'm gonna stop cutting it off, but I gotta say this one thing. How's hip hop struggling or make it seem like Drake was the last one in the charts when it was actually Luther? And here you go, another crazy thing. Baby King has 12 songs on his new album Casino, and 10 of them songs out of 12 is on a Billboard. Come on, man. Miss me with this propaganda bullcrap y'all bringing up.
Media partners, media friends, media allies of Drake, and we still got more to go through, who are purposely trying to paint a narrative that clears the runway for Iceman to come out. There's been so much news about that project and very little project. Peep this point of view out real quick.
To be able to spot a paid campaign by a label or PR agency, right? Let me show you how to do it, right? So I was busy today running around and whatnot, and I went on Twitter for a little bit and I saw this post, and it was like, hip hop is now going 9 straight months without a top 10 hit on a Billboard Hot 100. The last hip hop track to make it in the top 10 was Drake's "What Did I Miss" in July of 2025. I was like, That doesn't sound right, you know? So then I seen somebody in the comments. Somebody was like, Luther by Kendrick Lamar and SZA was top 10 or number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100 in August of 2025. And I was like, wait, but didn't FDO and What You Saying by Lil Uzi go top 10? But FDO did it because of the Christmas songs. It almost did, even with the Christmas songs and What You Saying as well. So I was like, all right, I was mistaken, right? But then I saw another post by Hip Hop All Day that says there's been no rap song charted inside the top 10 on Billboard Hot 100 for over 9 months, the longest drought since the streaming era began. The last song to be released was Drake's What Did I Miss in July of 2025.
Who's sitting around as a statistician that is figuring this shit? I just thought about that. Who's a statistician that's sitting around waiting for specific dates? Like, oh, if a song doesn't pop up here, then we got to make sure that we acknowledge it. Who is the one taking these stats down? That seems like a very boring job.
I'm like, Hip Hop All Day and Kirko posted this on a random Wednesday in April, right? Finish doing what I'm doing. I go back on Twitter. I see Rap TV. There has not been a rap song in the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100 in 9 years, the longest amount of time since the streaming era began. The last hip hop track in the top 10 was Drake's What Did I Miss in July of 2025, which is not only false information, but now I'm like, okay, this is a paid campaign. Like somebody paid for this to be posted and promoted. And again, I don't dislike paid campaigns or whatever, but I just want you guys to be better able to spot when something is a paid campaign.
I don't hate paid campaigns neither, but one thing I do hate it. But okay, let me rephrase that. I don't really hate paid campaigns. I hate when people get paid campaigns and deceive and gaslight and lie in their campaigns. You know what I'm saying? Everybody need advertisement and everything, but that kind of campaign is actually lying and deceiving, or make it seem like we need something we don't need. That's what they basically doing.
Kirko has 400,000 followers on Twitter. Hip Hop All Day has 482,000 followers on Twitter. Rap TV has a whopping 1.2 million followers on Twitter, gang. I just want you guys to know when propaganda is being pushed toward you. Now, this Drake fans are gonna be like, look, Drake is going to save hip-hop with Iceman. We have been getting great hip-hop music. Mm-hmm. Hip-hop has been dominating the charts to start the year. The Billboard 200, not the Billboard 100. What about they get number one? So who gives a fuck, man?
Don't none of us work for Billboard. Don't none of us work for Billboard. Even if you are a stan of said artist, you don't enjoy any of the spoils, any of the results, any of the success. You don't get a plaque.
Facts.
Your income does not increase at your job if your favorite artist is number 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on the Billboard charts. That's like gangbanging for Coca-Cola. What?
Like, who cares? If you don't like any hip hop that has come out this year, you're not a fan of hip hop. You feel me? This shit does not matter. Like, I hope Drake drops Iceman and gets all the records or whatever, so you guys can like shut the fuck up.
Oh God,
it's just so fucking annoying about this shit. But this is propaganda, bro. This is paid for campaign to be posted by big pages to keep this circulating and keep it flowing and be like, oh yeah, this guy's the biggest rapper, and when he comes back, he's gonna save the planet. You feel me? Or whatever the case may be. I don't know, gang. Like,
so with even the ones he mentioned, they weren't the only ones that post, and I don't want to say every single outlet that posts this is a part of the same paid campaign, because some outlets, they're merely silent carbon copies of the most popular outlets, right? If they see Complex posted, then they're a smaller blog and they'll post it knowing that it's going to get a lot of the same traffic, knowing the prioritization of that story based upon a bigger outlet posting it. Some people are just copycatting the same messages, the same copy because they didn't get the press release. But I think it's really, really interesting how this plays out, because even the ones that he mentioned, right? That's about 2 million folks that you can supposedly reach, assuming the algorithm is playing fair, right? That's something that's worth paying for some people, especially if you are in pursuit of a record in terms of charts. Here's where shit gets really, really interesting though. You just can't let the internet have access to these things. Shout out to Jacob B, because Jacob B kind of put this out here on Twitter. He did a little bit of research and all that. And he titled this Exposed. If you ever wondered why Complex Music, who also posts this, is so easy to post pro Drake propaganda. And it's not even just a matter of being positive. It's a matter of out of nowhere. Why are we being bombarded with these stats? Out of nowhere. Why is this what is the necessity of it happening right now? The reason why it's so easy for them, Complex Music, to post Drake propaganda, it's because he's in business with the CEO, Aaron Levant. Oh, God. What do you mean he's in business? The platform isn't unbiased. They are here to sway your opinion only one way. The publication cannot be trusted. With such an accusation, I hope that you can provide a little bit of evidence. Key people here at Complex. Okay. Yeah, so Wikipedia search away. All right, what is it? Where's your In 2019, Drake joined a round of funding for Network. Oh, I was missing this detail. Actually, let me make sure that I have this situated for you to see. Oh, important details here. Rapper Drake has a business relationship with Aaron Levant, one of the key founders or the key members of Complex News, serving as an investor and partner in Levant's live streaming shopping and content platform, Network. In 2019, Drake joined a round of funding for Network founded by Aaron, along with Jamie Iovine and Gaston Dominguez. Partnership, the collaboration involves utilizing the Network platform to sell exclusive merchandise, artist-driven collections, and concert tickets, often in partnership with Live Nation. Levant is also, who also founded Agenda and Complex Con, has engaged Drake to help build a platform that connects with culture's creators and superfans.
I run a podcast solo. No producer, no editor, no tech skills, just Riverside. I get high quality.
Aaron is also the current CEO of Complex, a cultural media brand that was acquired by the Network platform. Boy, oh boy. Yep, emphasis as Afro Butterfly just said on culture's creators. Dirt. Like, hey man, do with that information what you will. That surely doesn't help these narratives. You know who else don't help these narratives? Dumbass takes like this from the legendary Isaac Hayes' son. He has had some of the worst hip-hop takes, and I want to celebrate this black man who has done some amazing things in tech with his fan base app. He has the dumbest, him and Ray Daniels got some of the dumbest hip-hop takes I've ever seen. The dumbest. If you're going to be a part of the propaganda machine, you might not want to make it this obvious. He says, the Kendrick Drake beef killed commercial rap music. It turned hip hop into an engagement art form, not a chart performing one. Everyone showed up, debated, replayed, picked sides, ran the numbers up. Meanwhile, the Billboard Hot 100 kept moving. It's because you Negroes is out here fighting them white folks and left us. They left us. We got to get back in the good graces of them people over there. If we're not on the charts, what is this thing we got called hip hop? It ain't mainstream, I'll tell you that much. The beef fed the masses and killed the
Isaac Hayes III is an idiot. First of all, battling is always been a hip hop from day one. It's always been that when it came to battling. And it wasn't about destroying niggas or bringing people down. It was all who had the best wordplay, who had the best quips, who was witty, things of that nature. So Isaac Hayes III needs to go sit his ass down somewhere because he don't know what he's talking about. And are you a rapper? Are you a lyricist? What are you? Because there's a lot of niggas that don't do it, that just be talking crap. And even though Joe Budden and them do it too, that's why I'm even more disappointed in niggas like that. Because I'm like, nigga, you know, and you acting like you don't for this little wash one hand washes the other type shit going on.
Charts. That's a bad thing? I see why labels are cutting back. They were cutting back before 2024, sir. Go look at Ebro, who reported this from an insider that he had in 2023. This is the direction it was already heading in. As I mentioned earlier, we did videos on this channel about it. In 2023, they were saying hip hop was already getting deprioritized by the labels, not because of people picking sides and everyone showed up debating. It's not because of engagement farming. It's because simply they saw more money to be made, and they already pillaged through the resources of hip hop, mainstream hip hop, and they saw another opportunity in Afro beats and Latin music. That was the conversation. So what are we talking about? I think this revisionist history is not actually pointing to whatever got inflicted. Nigga, that was one business week. The battle itself might have been a duration of 1 month, and be it the biggest battle that's ever happened to rap. There is no conversation about where rap was already heading in. Mainstream rap was already heading in. If you remember, we were doing stories damn near every other week about people saying, I'm not paying $400 to go see Lil Baby in concert.
In fact, they were saying all that. And you know what's crazy? When I think back when Nas was like, hip hop is dead, a lot of people like the hip hop wasn't dead, which is true, it wasn't. But sometimes when people say stuff like that, it be for future events. It don't really be for the time that they saying it in. And that's fact.
Because he's doing karaoke over his lyrics. He's not even rapping the lyrics. And that's not just an assassination of him. That's a lot of people out here that was just taking, they were going they were giving the very least of effort to their shows because they were getting paid a whole lot of money to do very little. That was already the conversation. He goes on to end this by saying, I see why labels are cutting back. Black folks, this is a black folk problem now. Black folks would rather tear down artists from both sides when collaboration is what drives expansion. Were black folks the one that says you rapping like you want to free the slaves? Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell. Were black folks the one that said, man, cut this Harriet Tubman music off? Was black folks the one bringing up, for whatever reason, Martin Luther King's history of alleged infidelity to have debates about a rap battle? Was that black folks that did that? The fuck are we talking about? He has the worst rap takes, and the only reason I'm covering this is because I think it only makes it look worse if this is indeed or allegedly a paid campaign by Drake. I think this looks a little bit sus under the sun. I like this rebuttal here by Stanademics. He's responding back to this message, and he says, don't the same kind of bickering happen in pop and K-pop? They're still up on the charts. The internet discourse doesn't reflect anything. I saw all types of talk about labels not investing as much in hip-hop in 2022 to 2023 prior to the battle. If anything, the battle made hip-hop the center of attention in the middle of a drought. That battle was everything that mainstream hip-hop needed. Because you weren't seeing, like, that is probably the closest that we have come in shit, I can't even tell you how long, to a monoculture experience in which when things dropped from Drake or Kendrick, it had all of our attention.
And I agree with that, because for a long time, as an artist, I always said to myself, these mainstream niggas is just messing up for the niggas who really spit, for the niggas who really have a passion for this art. You know what I'm saying? We have passion for this art, the real spitters, you know what I'm saying? We have passion for it, that we can look down at like we lame or these niggas is better than us or they greater than us, and they not. I'll destroy Drake in a battle. If that nigga ever wanted to battle, I'll destroy that nigga. Off the top of the head, I won't even use no written. I don't write like that anyway, so I'm just saying. It don't matter to me. There's a couple of niggas I'll body. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like y'all putting so much light on these other niggas that y'all don't even look at other artists, and that's messed up. And I ain't even talking about Kendrick. It's more of a Drake thing. Because Kendrick don't really be sending nobody away. Drake is the nigga that be going to these popular people or people that's becoming popular, then use them and dumb them away like a $2 hooker. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick don't do that. He actually went and got niggas that was out but wasn't out known like that, in other regions and put them on. You know what I'm saying? What they did with it, they did with it. You know what I'm saying? But they had the opportunity. But as far as like music wise, I always wait for this. I'm like, man, they need to have a battle with these mainstream niggas, these little lame mainstream niggas against real spitters. And that happened. To me, that happened with Kendrick and Drake.
You were into politics, whether you were into sports, it didn't matter. Dog, I was watching, shout out to John Hicks, who does like GoPro biking through LA. In the middle of him biking through Skid Row, he was like, man, did you guys hear that Euphoria? It's incredible, man. I was like, even in my relaxing content, you talk about the rap battle? That was a very monoculture experience.
That's true, because they was talking about it in sports, they were talking about it on the news, they was talking about it in churches, all that.
Hip hop, especially mainstream rap. Mainstream rap needed that. He goes on to say, we need to quit with the revisionist history and address the actual issues at hand, because the genre needs more than just the coddling of Drake in order to see a resurgence. All these artists that received massive investments from labels and made a big name for themselves are at the tail end of their career. If they don't invest in young talent, the fall off is inevitable. I'm glad the music means more to me than just commerce, because depending on numbers in the casual white audience, to enjoy the art form is a miserable proposition. I don't know how you could read it any other way, right? And ain't no disrespect to my Caucasian viewers in the building, but you should already know. If you're watching this channel, you should already know the program. When you get rappers who are talking about chart positioning and lack thereof, when they're saying, man, the crossover is just not as aggressive, it's just we're not succeeding in getting and reaching a certain demographic. We know who the fuck they're talking about. They're talking about kids that don't give a damn about this culture, who are far removed from this culture, who view black culture in a very voyeuristic and almost parody-like point of view. They're the same ones that were jumping on these apps and saying some of the worst shit that you ever heard.
The same one that took the Harlem Shake and made it to some stupid thing that they was doing that wasn't really the Harlem Shake. You know what I'm saying? There's them type of people they trying to reach.
About black folks in general, like a lot of that shit got so racist, and it was always some niggas on Twitter that had soccer players as their avatars. Boston Celtics, for whatever reason, was an avatar. Football, like it was always some weird shit saying from. I remember that vividly, but it's easy to forget that when your fave is no longer dominating these conversations. Before I get to that video, I thought this was another interesting point about how we're currently experiencing what this individual is calling the Redditification, named after Reddit, the platform Reddit, and you see how toxic them conversations can be. This is the Redditification of rap and hip hop discourse. What do you mean when you say that?
Today, I want to talk about the Redditification of hip hop and how over time, but especially after COVID, we have this rush of people who make it painfully obvious that their only frame of reference of rap and hip hop are Reddit forums and Rate Your Music. Okay, it is when you tokenize an absolute legend to the rap and hip hop game so that they are almost separate from the culture that they poured their life into. Okay, it is not a problem that Connor's favorite rapper is MF Doom. It is a problem when Connor's only frame of reference of rap and or hip hop is MF Doom. Nothing before, nothing around, nothing after, just what they were told on a forum is tough. It makes them think that they are the authority of something they don't know jack shit about. And so we got a whole bunch of little Connors walking around here, making accounts and podcasts and everything and becoming the authority of something they don't know about. Stop that shit. Today,
the biggest problems, and this is not, I don't even want to make this about stand-up.
That's why we got niggas like Aiden Ross
versus stand-up. The biggest problems with any stand is when you think that genre begins and ends with the emergence of that artist. when they themselves wouldn't say that it began and end with them. Matter of fact, they probably, especially if they came under a certain generation of hip hop, would immediately tell you, no, there is no me without me being exposed to XYZ. There is no this without this.
That's true. And that's why out of all the 21 states I lived in and been around and stayed in, I always run into niggas who hate New York rappers or New York. And I'll be like, dude, without us, y'all wouldn't even exist. Wow. And if they rap, I'll be like, well, who's your favorite rapper from there? Oh, I ain't got none. But I'll be like, I bet your favorite artist does. Because how you get hip hop? Because when hip hop was just local in New York City, at one time, it wasn't everywhere. We was taking albums and stuff down south to let niggas hear Buffalo Girls and all that. You know what I'm saying? So when I hear these out-of-town niggas like Texas, Louisiana, wherever you from, trying to diss New York, who started hip-hop, like, nigga, you wouldn't even be here. And even if you say, oh, I don't have a favorite artist from New York, the nigga that you copying off of, or you looking up to, or glazing for does. I bet you they do. And if they don't, I bet you somebody that put them on or they look up to has somebody.
This. So I want to make sure I pay homage. Some folks, not so much. Some people just love to take from certain sources and tell you jack shit about it. But it's the fans who think that their hip hop experience starts with their favorite artists. And their whole frame of reference, their whole confidence, their whole arrogance that they speak of when they try to defend the artist or the state of the culture, it begins and ends with their stand-up of one person. But this is bigger than one person. This is hip hop. This is bigger than one. Matter of fact, even beyond the cultural framework of hip hop, the industry would tell you this industry's a lot bigger than you.
No, it's crazy. I just had a thought flash in my head. I'm like, yo, even when I heard Carmen, you know, his name used to be Carmen Sense, but he changed it to Carmen. No. Now I heard his song, I Used to Love Her. And he said, y'all effing up the hip hop, y'all. That was like a flag, a warning flag right there. And then you got Nas with the hip hop is dead and a couple other people. You know what I'm saying? Even Tupac talked about how hip hop was going to be. And he not even here no more. And it's just what he said. All this mumble jumble rap niggas was doing, all this craziness niggas was doing. Like, niggas don't even want to learn. Hey, yo, if y'all get a chance, watch this video on YouTube called The Dumbing Down of America. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, yo. Because the way these young people is, that's how they want them to be. They don't want them to ask questions. That's why they don't have any critical thinking. They want people that just going to do what they're told, not question things. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's how hip-hop played a part in that. Because you had dumb niggas with dumb music saying stupid stuff. Even Nicki Minaj with that silly hoe, stupid hoe. Come on, man. That was corny. Like, nigga, was it a fella? Because that wasn't no dope song at all.
The industry would tell them it's bigger than them. But what happens, you get fans who are so wrapped up in their obsession, their nostalgia, they can't hear nor see anything outside of that. But let's not get it twisted. Don't forget what this music industry is all about. The reason why we're even entertaining the conversation about this being paid propaganda is because the industry has always operated in such a way.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Shout out to the Bay Area legend, Richie Rich. He sat down here with All the Smoke, and he talked about some of his most successful years underneath the major label system, and he brought something up that made him realize just how fake the music industry is behind closed doors, and that pretty much any of the success can be paid for.
You're one sentence away from launching your website with Base 44. Since the beginning of the internet, there's never been such a fun...
Peep this out.
We can get back to New York. I tell Leor and Russell, I said, you know what? I don't think I want to do this shit if it ain't no money in it. Leor told me, he said, let me tell you something about the music shit, Rich. He said, this shit is all payoff. He was like, I can make your grandmama the hottest bitch in the country. All I need is 6 months.
He called my grandmama a bitch. I'm gonna get out that contract that day. Somebody get hurt.
He said, ain't none of this shit real. He said, the reason we telling you this because you a solid motherfucker. He said, so if you want to fuck around with it, it's good, but we just gonna let you know that ain't none of this shit real. The Seasoned Veteran album dropped. Let's Ride was the first single. That's back when the music box was out. When you watch the videos, you call and do the shit, right? Come on.
I never forget. I had access to the music box. I was living in Long Beach, and my pops, he wasn't home, and I didn't know how this worked. I didn't know he was gonna get billed for it. And I texted because I wanted to see Foxy Brown in this one Jay-Z video, because my friend said if you look real closely you can see her Tata, and I was like, for real? All right, I'm gonna go home onto the music box and I'm gonna call it in. And I called it in, that shit showed up on the bill, and I almost got my ass whooped. So shout out to the music box. I almost got my ass whooped. Trying to catch me a vision of Foxy Brown titty. That's what I got. I remember that time period for sure.
Nigga, I'm sitting inside my mama house, Jack. The music box come on. They say #1 debuting this week on the box. Let's ride. I'm on. I'm like, nigga, I'm #1. I call Lior. I said, Lior, I'm #1 on the box. He said, I know, Richie, we bought the spot. Give me.
Oh my God.
Give me a minute, I'll call you back.
So for those that don't know how Music Box operated, right? Basically, you as a viewer, I think it was a part of whatever your cable experience was, you would go to this channel that would play music videos nonstop all day long.
Yep, that was the good old days beside Video Music Box with VJ Malford Daniel. Facts.
You could call a certain number, put in a certain code, and that code would then automatically flag, or I don't know if somebody was behind. I don't know how it worked behind the scenes, but that code would then show up on that cable channel and it would play a music video. He just said, damn, I'm #1 on Music Box. and Lear Cohen was the CEO at that time, said, I know, we paid for it. I'll call you back in a minute. Take this conversation back to these conversations about the charts. You think that stopped? Continue.
That's how I go too, dog.
And when he said that, I didn't like it no more.
Yeah.
I didn't, because I really thought that people fuck with me because of what I did.
But you come from the authentic grind.
Right.
Yeah.
So I thought it was real, right? You know, when you listen to the radio, you hear niggas say, this LL Cool J, man, and whenever I'm in town, you know, I used to think that nigga was up there.
Nah, that's a drop.
So I go to the radio station, they show me this shit, they like, let's do some drops. Chewy Gomez in there. He like, Rich, can you do some drops for me? I'm like, what's drops? He said, just come over here and say X, Y, Z. So I get on there, I say some shit, I make a couple mistakes.
Can you imagine listening to the radio and then you hear like...
Yeah, I did them drop things for some radio stations in London for my people's Pee Wee Mel, you know what I'm saying? He a pioneer legend from Harlem, you know what I mean? When it comes to hip hop.
Like, man, shout out to, you know, hey, yeah, shout out to 92.3. This is Jay-Z. That's how, and you like, this nigga Hov is at the record station. He got the record. I'm going there right now. Not knowing he recorded that 6 months prior. We know too much today because that's the way that DJ drops work. When they say, Power 106. Hey, yo, what's up with you, man? This is Curtis King, and I'm up here rocking with Power 106. Imagine being at home like, get my car keys. He at the station, right? That's crazy, but it's sobering to hear.
I said, let me do it again. He said, don't worry about it. Edit, chop the shit I fucked up out, taped it back together, played my voice back perfectly. I said, oh, wow. So it's a piece of paper sitting on the thing. I said, what is that? He said, oh, that's today's playlist. So I grab it, and it's got the times and all the songs that's gonna come on. So I'm like, damn, so them niggas ain't really up here when I be hearing that shit? So it just was hella fake. It was a lot of fake shit going on, right? And it was fucking me up. It was fucking me up. So I take this piece of paper, when I leave the station, I'm in the car. So I call this little chick, right? And it's like 4:30 and I got the list. I told her, I said, damn. I said, you listen to the radio? She said, yeah. I said, it'd be crazy if they play XYZ right now. And then that shit came on, right?
Yeah.
She said, it's on right now, it's on. It's on that you just said. I was like, no way. I said, let me turn it on. So we rolling, I'm talking shit, smoking, I'm high, I'm tripping
hilarious.
now. Next song about to come on, I said, it'd be a fool if they play woo, woo, woo. That would come on. She said, you're batting 1,000. This shit's, they're playing it.
You leave that to me, I'll do the same thing. Shout out to Richie one time. The legend. You leave it up to me, I'll do the same thing. Let me, that's some shit I do. Learn some new shit for the first time and immediately start talking about it like I'm a professional on it.
Apparently you can go from 0 to a complete
That's
site
funny.
in just a single prompt with Wix Harmony. I don't know if this is going to be possible.
What you listening to right now? Are you on a live stream? Wouldn't it be crazy right now if he was covering a story on Drake right now? He is! How did you know? Type shit, you feel me? Connections in this game. Insane. So I bring up that last video really to help you to get a point of view that I think is worthy of questioning. Are these indeed paid campaigns by that Canadian Light Bright? You know, I'm sure he ain't the only one that partakes in this. Obviously, we saw what the jail calls that got released with Young Thug and how casually they talked about getting in certain playlists and the price for certain boosting and all this. We know that this is going on, but it becomes such a weird conversation when the narrative is hip hop is suffering without this guy, who obviously has shown his disconnect, his cultural ignorance, not of the names, not of the music he listened to, but just the nuance that he missed out on being outside the States, not growing up in these environments. So when he heard certain codes and certain things of things you don't do this, it just fell on deaf ears because that was his upbringing, indeed was his upbringing. His lifestyle's very different. So we have these conversations about culture. I see why he seems to lean in on very right-wing type of politics, because he probably feels a certain type of hate right now or a certain type of disgust with hip-hop. How dare you, after all the hits that I provided you, after all the Billboard charts that all the records.
All the you mean that other people did and you took credit for, or you get on songs with people and then you take the points and you want them to pay you at the same time? Come on, bro. Drake is he's washed up. He's a scallywag.
That I broke. I'm still a black man. Yeah, I might code switch here and there, but I'm still a black man, damn it.
No, I look at Drake as he has black DNA. I don't look at him as a black man. I feel like being black is more than just a color that we're really not. And I feel that being black is a soulful thing. It's in touch with yourself and the universe type of thing. It's soulful. You know what I'm saying? It's the way we express ourselves, the way we do things, or even down to the way we walk, dance, or dress. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think black is. And I don't see Drake with that. Because like I said, we watched his old videos when he's talking about being Jewish. He was proud of that. And when the dude said something about him being black, he ain't speak on that. He kept just talking about the Jewish stuff. I heard about his mitzvah. And then he talking about when the guy was like, do you know how big you are, you Jewish? And then Drake was like, kind of feeling himself like, oh, do you know how big I'm going to be? And he was talking about the Jewish stuff. He was even talking about the black side of himself. You know what I'm saying? And I've been to Memphis a couple of times where he made that worst behavior video. Drake ain't chilling in no Memphis like that. That's all fake. He wouldn't be chilling down in them parts like that. He was scared to be up with the gang, and he was with the gang in Compton. He was scared when he was in Brooklyn by Marcy Projects. Come on, man. You ain't built like this. You ain't built for Cuban links, nigga.
He might be feeling a certain way, and I think it's so self-serving, so narcissistic. If this isn't
my point, I always said that nigga was that narcissistic.
Indeed, one of those campaigns to make it a black problem, to make it a rap problem. Hip hop ain't never needed no Billboard charts.
Even when Gilly the Kid said that stupid ass thing he said talking about, oh, black people do this to you and do that. No, we don't. There ain't nobody sitting around here going to come to the meeting. We talking about Drake tonight. It ain't nobody doing that. He need to shut up. And he another nigga who's a glazer and probably getting paid for it.
To gauge its success, to gauge its health. It starts with the music. It starts with the conversations amongst the people. And them folks in them buildings and Billboard are not having the kind of conversations we're talking about. But seeing the obsession around, like we just had this conversation, I feel like at the beginning of the year about the absence from the charts. And then it's crazy because it feels like the conversations about the absence are so loud in comparison when someone casually gets in there and breaks other records. Why are we not having conversations about the artists that are breaking records in this time right now for direct-to-consumer sales, even mainstream artists? Because that doesn't fit the narrative. And the charts mean something to whomever is paying for said campaign. DIYers, those are my thoughts. You let me know what you think.
DIY.
Tear in your eye.
Let's into that.
Don't let it fall.
Into that. My man Curtis King. I like watching him. I ain't watched him in a minute actually, but because I've been writing and doing stuff with my album, The Beginning of Me. You know what I'm saying? This song called The Weight of Your Surmise is about the Glazers and Drake and all that, but I don't know if I'm putting it out yet. I don't know. It could be like a mixtape song or something. But I'm gonna let y'all peoples hear it. Tell me what y'all think, because this song is for all the Glazers and Drake alike.
Yo, it's too many dope rappers, lyricists, and MCs in the world. This beat treating this nigga like he's some savior. Like there's no hip-hop without this nigga. Y'all disrespecting all these artists out here for one nigga who don't even write his own rhymes. Y'all some blazing ass niggas. Yo, this that realer shit. Y'all can lie and deny, but y'all feel the shit. Niggas hungry for the monies and the dealership. Niggas sitting from the cabins and read off scripts. Yo, this that realer shit. Y'all can lie and deny, but y'all feel the shit. Niggas hungry for the monies and the dealership. Niggas sitting from the cameras and read off scripts. So many niggas on that killer shit. Or selling drugs, they the plug or oversensitive. I guess you gotta do what you do to pay the rent. Push who you are to the side just to get a win. Trouble souls always fold to the flow of wind. Flashing cameras for a nigga who played pretend. Propaganda from you niggas who's paid to spend. I guess the other side ain't black, so y'all pray to him. For us, God's wanna be ice, I got a tray for him. Trying to act like he a savior, so y'all wait on him. Open eyes, see through lines, put this weight on him. I did lines, bust a mouth for everything he in. Yo, this that realer shit. Y'all can lie and deny, but y'all feel the shit. Niggas hungry for the monies and the dealership. Niggas sitting from the
My bad.
and read off scripts. Yo, this that realer shit.
This that realer.
Y'all can lie and deny, but y'all feel the shit. Niggas hungry for the monies and the dealership. Niggas sitting from the cameras and read off scripts. I'm never jealous or envious. Y'all hate the truth, niggas point blank, period. These dark forces come with losses, are y'all serious? When a nigga show himself, that's who he really is. Y'all niggas call him a boy, cause he like a kid. Y'all some of name and last niggas, look what y'all done did. Made this nigga think he more than what he is. You ghost fighter, flow fighter, who don't stand on shit. So, what did he miss? Not a damn thing hung around through the shit. Nigga said he's okay, but showing caps on this. Filing papers with the court, complaining like a vet. Hey yo, I am no respecter of persons. If you can't swim, you should get in the ocean. Y'all niggas out here, baby, the grown ass man. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, that's my song, The Weight of Your Surmise. I ain't mixed it down and all that yet. And it was messing up. I can hear it doing all the stuff it was doing. I probably gotta change my Windows software because for some reason with SkyTech gaming computers, they put the beta version on of Windows on your computer instead of a straight one. So sometimes it get unstable and they'll cut your computer off and turn back on and all this crazy stuff. And for me to switch to Windows 11 regular, which I probably get professional, you know what I'm saying? Just you go on Groupon. Groupon, you can get all your deals for cheap and you can get software for cheap. I just do that in there, just throw it in there. But yeah, you can get like Windows 11 professional at home for like $11 or $12 for the key. And it works. So I might have to go get me another hard drive and do it like that. Or keep pushing with these beta programs that they got me in, which I would have never did this if I would have known it was going to be like that. I got it like this. I didn't make it like this. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? My ticket tape at the bottom, you know, SoulInfinityMusicWorks.com. You know what I'm saying? Check it out. You know what I'm saying? Check out TeePublic. BB Amore Boutique, you know what I'm saying, is at the bottom of the screen. BB Amore Lyrical Design. Check out my graphic arts on there with shirts, hats, coffee cups, whatever, phone cases, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can find me under I am KGV of Favor on the X or on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? You can find me on TikTok. All that's in the ticket tape at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Come check it, brother, out. Like and subscribe to my channel. Help a brother out. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, with all my stuff together combined like 7.4 million when it comes to the music. You know what I'm saying? Streams wise, because that's what playlists is. But with just streams on my own, it's like 3.6 million, and I'm making moves standing still. You know what I'm saying? I don't do this just for money. I do this because I love hip hop. I've been in hip hop all my life. You know what I'm saying? I can write R&B, gospel, and pop and all that, but I've been in hip hop all my life. I can sing, I just don't. But I used to perform, but I'm chilling with that. Even though I can't really blow, you know what I mean? Well, I'm just chilling with that. If I have to perform, I will sing a song or two, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, check me out. Don't let this propaganda get into your head thinking Drake is this person he not. You know what I'm saying? Because hip hop been around before him and is going to be around after him. Long as there's breath on the earth, you know what I'm saying? Until Jesus come back, then a lot of things will change. But I'm just saying, I'm just keeping it real hot. When Yeshua HaMashiach gonna come back and be different. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it still be hip hop, but just different. I don't know. I can't make that call. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Check out, I gotta give me another graphic card with more memory on it too. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna cost me like $400 or $500 or more. But anyway, check out my music. I'm on Reverb Nation. I'm on SoundCloud. I'm on Spotify. I'm on Tidal. I'm on Deezer. I'm on Audio Mac. I'm on Boomplay. I got over like 2.5 million streams by that with just that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to glow. I'm just amazed, you know what I'm saying? Because, you could think you good at what you do. And sometimes you are, sometimes you're not. And people hit you with reality. You know what I'm saying? But seeing them numbers like that as an artist who's not mainstream and not just doing my little thing by myself, that's a big win for me. You know what I mean? And I humbly accept and appreciate that. And the only people that come and see my podcast, because I don't be doing it on a regular. I want to, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to start doing it on a regular, but I don't want to talk about everything that everybody else talking about all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because I could talk about my life. I could talk about paranormal stuff that happened because I am born in that way with the seeing things and premonitions and all that. Or Bible stuff. I could talk about that, and I won't give you no fake verses. I won't give you no false doctrine, none of that. I keep it 100. You know what I mean? That's why my show is called Venom and Reason, because the Venoms is my music. My journey through my music that I'm doing, and reasons. You know what I'm saying? Different topics of things that's going on. But anyway, I'm out of here. Check out my brother Soul Agree. You know what I'm saying? His music is banging. You know what I'm saying? Check out Soul Agree. Check out Denzi Blue. You know what I'm saying? Music is banging. If you want something different, not the same old, check them out. Soul Agree. You know what I'm saying? SOLEGRE. Denzi Blue. DENZIBLUE. And of course, me, KGV of Faith. You know what I'm saying? Check me out. Keep a brother going. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, we want help, but people won't give it to us. They'll help everybody else but us. And it be mostly people in your family hating or not just believing in you. But I'm just saying like this. All my people out there that listen to me, rock with me, whatever your dreams is, do it, man. Don't let nobody stop you. As long as you ain't harming nobody or going against God, live your dream, man. Don't let nobody stop you just because they may not have a dream or they may not be going the way they want to go. You know what I'm saying? If you can get what you getting and help them out, help do that too. Saying that's how it used to be. You don't even really see that, and even in hip hop anymore. You know what I'm saying? It used to be like that, putting niggas on and they carry their own weight. You know what I mean? Once you get them in the door. But yeah, we don't really see that. I'll just ask you to help me out. You know what I'm saying? Check out my music. Help my streams out. Check out my podcast, KLGV of Faith on YouTube. I got a whole bunch of them. Music videos too that I made myself. But anyway, I'm out of here. But remember, like I always say, the ones you love them like today's their last day, last minute. Because nobody's promised tomorrow, for real, for real. And we need to stop playing with the love and how we value love and who we value and how much we value them. Because life is priceless. You know what I'm saying? I don't think cars and houses and all that's priceless, but souls, people love, and people loving you is priceless. So keep that. Take care of it. Protect it with your life. For real, for real. I'm out. Peace.